Things are changing right now. And what we're seeing is the dynamics of the military start going back to that old school feel. Get ready for war. And every man should learn from this. Be battle ready. Be sharp in mind, body, and spirit. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to dive right into it. It hypes me up. We've been missing this for quite some time right now, and I think that America right now is waking up. There's a shift happening right here and right now, and you can feel it in this country. We're waking up. Listen, for years, men have been told, sit down, stay quiet, apologize for being strong. And as a result, we've built a generation of men who are afraid to lead, afraid to speak, and really afraid to stand up for anything worthwhile. But the tide right here is turning. The levels of power are changing. There's a realization right now that we've gone soft and we don't want it anymore. Women are starting to rise up and say, we want strong men. Just a few weeks ago, the Pentagon, they set out this new initiative in the War Department. I love that name, by the way. And it speaks volumes right now where Pete Hegseth is sitting. I mean, his mindset, it's about building battle-ready individuals. Readiness and discipline and leadership, mind, body, and spirit, that's what we need, right? That's been lost for years. And we now have standards. And we have the accountability, really, that warriors need. Because for years, weakness was rewarded. And now strength is being demanded again. And I love that, man. That's not toxic. That's really the truth. Because when men lose their standards, the nation loses its backbone. And right now, as you know, America is trying to recover. But listen, it's not just about the military. It's about the average man out there. The father, the husband, the leader, the one who's supposed to step up, protect, and provide. But behind every man really pretending to have it together, there's a battle. The one that no one sees, because the truth is millions of men out there are silently breaking. And over 6 million American men have been struggling with depression. They're struggling right now. Men are 4 times more likely to take their own lives than women. And half of the American men, they say, hey, they don't have anybody to speak to. So the problem isn't that men have too much pride. Look, they don't. Bottom line is that they don't. Problem is that they bury their problems. This is why surrounding themselves with men who are going to push them, hold them accountable, bring forth the best in them, it's so important. And these men who are out there who are really getting to the next level by pushing to become better versions of themselves, these men sometimes go through depressions. And there is nothing more powerful than to be able to hold another man at a higher standard and say, listen, right now you are sinking. You are burying yourself. You are walking a fine line. And when a man tells me that, I know that I'm going down a bad road. And the idea is to stop it before it starts. You want to know why marriages are failing? Because 70% of divorces cite financial stress. Really, that's the leading factor. And when a man feels powerless in his home, when he can't protect what he loves, that's not just economic failure. That's already an identity crisis. But here's the truth. And I'm talking from the heart here, guys. And I want you to understand that this is important. It's not about how much money you make. It's really about what you stand for, when really everything around you starts falling apart. When the pressure comes down on the warrior, he doesn't run, he adjusts, he pivots, he figures it out, he stands his ground if he has to. But now, let's talk deep about masculinity for a moment. The word that triggers everybody. So many people get triggered. Toxic masculinity. You hear it everywhere. But here's what the data really actually says. According to, I believe it's Pew Research, 43% of Americans have a positive view of masculine men, and only 25% have a negative one. The rest, they don't even know where they're at. So this isn't a rejection of masculinity. It's a misunderstanding of it. Masculinity, like I've said before, isn't about domination. It's about direction, about purpose. Really, it's the discipline to protect, to sacrifice, and to do really what's right. Even though at times you don't have what it takes, you still push through and walk the line. Listen, half of the adults in the United States say they feel lonely. And 1 in 7 men out there, they say they have no close friends. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, we had close friends. But the society now, it's very different. Very different. Society doesn't believe in brotherhood. They believe in separating men. And that's why I created the Man of War Crucible, to rebuild that connection, that synergy between men, and to give them a space really to be challenged and tested and sharpened, because isolation kills more dreams than failure ever will. You got to get around great men. And something really is stirring again in this country, and I could see it. I could see it in the gym. You can hear it in the conversations men are starting to have right now. Men are training again. They're getting back their bodies, their mind. There's a certain sense of confidence that's building, a certain sense of conviction, and I love that. For decades and decades, comfort was the thing, right? But man, it is poison. Every man must go out there and really step outside their comfort zone. And let's be real, listen, the warrior never died. He was just buried under comfort. And now I believe he is rising inside of a lot of men out there. Listen, if you're a man and you're tired of drifting and you felt the pull inside of you, that quiet voice telling you that you're meant for more, that's not your ego, right? That's your purpose calling. Listen, you're not meant to sit on the sidelines. You're just not meant to do that. No man is. You're meant to protect, to provide, to hunt, to go out there and even sometimes find the battles, because what keeps a man sharp is the battles. This world doesn't need talkers. It needs builders, warriors. It needs men who can be both gentle, humble, and savages, unshakable warriors. This isn't about being perfect, right? It's about stepping up and being present. It's about being dangerous for the right reasons. Because the men out there who are shaping up their lives, who are leading from the front, these men are sharpening their blades day in and day out. And I truly believe right now the revival of masculinity isn't about the past. It's about the future. It's about raising sons right now who are honorable. It's about being husbands who protect, fathers who lead from the front, and leaders really who stand firm when the world crumbles. That's the mission here. That's the movement. And it starts with you. My brother, if you like what we talk about here, and if you really believe in this message, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Share this content, subscribe to this channel, and of course, comment on it. Let's have dialogue going on here. We do a lot of things here to make sure that we keep men focused on becoming the best versions of themselves. With that said, may God bless you, and I'll talk to you on the other side.